So we are here on another trip. I got Mike and we are heading to a dental convention. So the goal of this video is specifically to show you guys kind of what to expect when you go to a convention, because I see a lot of other coaches and that kind of thing talking about going to golf outings, right? And I'm a big proponent for MSPs to start off with something like a Chamber of Commerce and a BNI. And those are really good places to start. But once you start to get your foothold into a certain industry where you start to niche down a little bit more instead of saying, hey, I want to work with everybody, right? You start to think about, hey, how do I maximize the amount of effort that I'm putting into the business? And it's funny because a lot of MSPs that I talk to on a regular basis are struggling with, in many cases, most of the time, it's profitability, right? The problem that most of them have is actually going through and they're having their team constantly working and it's constantly putting out fires because nothing is actually the same in their business. So Mike here, who's also an MSP hero, he's been with us for a while. Literally since day one, actually. And the reason why I say that is because he's completely in the dental space. And this is not an encouragement for every MSP to go after dental, but he has a crazy amount of profitability. Now he's working on the operations side. But I want to take you through the sales process, what it's actually like to go run an event. So I just got off the plane. We grabbed a quick little lunch and now we are heading to his house to relax for a little bit before we go set up tomorrow. And to give you an idea of, because I'm not driving, which is nice, he has a Starlink in his dash wired to his car. So that is the level of dedication that he has to the MSP world. But just something I want to bring up and kind of take you guys along the journey here through this entire thing, what it's going to be like, what are we doing, why are we doing certain things. I've coached him in helping set, getting the booth ready and all that kind of stuff. So that way, when the time comes and there is the opportunity to find leads, go after leads, we maximize, right? Because we only have the booth for an X amount of time and he spends a lot of money. I won't say because it's different for wherever you are. I just spent at my own MSP $2,500 or $3,500. I think it was $2,500 for a booth, a 10 by 10 booth at a symposium for a day. And we just sponsored a second one, the South Carolina financial chapter as well, for another, I think $2,000. I think it was like slightly cheaper. Maybe it was slightly more. Maybe it was $2,000. So we're all in on marketing for $4,500. Now, I know most new MSPs are not going to do that. And in the grand scheme of things, that's a drop in the bucket. But we only have a finite number of hours to go sell our services to those people. So I want to take you kind of behind the scenes, what it's like, what are we doing, why are we doing it, get ready, and kind of the trip that I have here. I just got to Maine and show you guys behind the scenes of what it's actually going to be like. When you're doing an event, one of the things that you should be thinking about while I play fetch with this dog is you need to think about the actual event. So depending on the event that you do, sometimes you get a day before and a day after. Hold on one second, I need to throw the stick. When you do that, you need to think about the day of the event. Do you get a setup day before and a setup day after? Now, for most people, they're probably going to be fine. Obviously, I'm traveling from North Carolina to, in this case, Maine. So this is something that I have to deal with as I'm traveling. So I came here a day early so that way I can kind of just get acclimated. I hate sitting on the plane all day and then having to get into it right away. I don't mind, but for me personally, I much prefer to have a day before and a day after. Plus, I like traveling. So for me, it works out really, really good when I get to go do kind of just enjoy myself and relax instead of being pressured to, hey, I land, we grab lunch real quick, we go set up, we're at the hotel, event ends, Friday is an all day thing plus Friday night. Then Saturday morning, it's kind of a breakdown day. And then I leave Saturday. For me, I like to get there a day early and leave a day late. I get to experience everything. And honestly, it's less pressure. Now, for Mike, who's running around and playing fetch with his dog, it is a little bit easier because he lives local. But it's still one of those things where, hey, if you can make your life easier, especially when you're going to an event, stay at the hotel. Know what you're getting yourself into and try to map, a lot of these events and organizations, they want you to come back. They want you to be successful, believe it or not. So if you communicate that effectively, you don't have to worry so much about I don't know exactly what I'm getting myself into. You can ask those questions. How big is the booth? Where is my booth going to be located? What kind of foot traffic should I be getting in? And even before you spend money on marketing, these are things that you should think about before you actually get into it. So just one of those kind of little tips throughout the process that you don't have to go into this blind. You can absolutely go into this with maybe not perfect knowledge, but sometimes they even have pictures, floor plans that they can share with you of past events that'll help you a lot. So just something to consider while we, kind of settle in for the day. So one of the videos I came out with a long time ago, and kind of a ramp up as we are now on day 2 of going to this convention. We had to stop in Portland, Maine. So one of the things that a lot of people get wrong is they kind of forget customers and why they're important and what we need to actually do. I made a video a long time ago about the cupcake method / donut method, where basically if you're going to go to a client's office, you want to bring something to them. Everybody likes a little sweet treat. So we just stopped really quickly. We're going to be bringing some of these back to where we're staying. I'm sure we're going to give some of these out as well, potentially at the convention or just to people we see and we know. But look at these donuts. Now, this is literally what I talk about. So it's important to bring something over to them, and you got to bring something good. And in this case, I haven't had one of these donuts yet, although Mike may have stolen one already. And the rule is you don't get
Dunkin' Donuts is a no-go.
Dunkin' Donuts is a no-go. You got to get something good. Not I kind of thought about it at the last minute. You have to make sure. I know it sounds crazy, and these donuts are insanely expensive. You don't have to go super, super crazy, but find good donuts. I promise you they're out there. Something like that, a good sweet treat that you can bring to people and truly make their day, and it makes the sale so much easier. So to give you an idea of what the next game plan is we are just getting into Bar Harbor. I don't know, it's been like a 3-ish hour car ride, 15 minutes out. But the reason that's important is because tonight there is a boat ride that we are lucky enough to be invited to. So that is going to be what we're going to be doing tonight. We are going on with a boat full of Mike's ideal prospects, which is great. In this case, dentists. That boat ride, I don't know, it's probably going to be 2-ish hours. But we're going to go out there. It'll be a really good time. We'll chat with a bunch of people and kind of just hopefully meet some people, obviously talk to some prospects, go from there, see what it's like. I may take this and throw it in my pocket. I might just take my regular camera, so you'll see some footage out on the boat. But that's really the goal, is once we get there, we check in, we have about 10, 15 minutes before we got to head to the boat. And then it's all about just, hey, who can we meet? Who can we talk to? What do they need? What do they need help with? And identifying people really for tomorrow. The real goal is to just talk to people today, and that's it. That's the whole goal, as crazy as that sounds. And the reason that's important is because that's going to tee up our day for tomorrow. And that's really what we're looking to do, is try to kind of pre-set up conversations for, we'll call it the big day, because technically it's currently Thursday. It'll be Friday when we're seeing everybody. And this goes with not every trade show, but if you have the opportunity, now not everybody is going to be, who's attending this conference is going to be on this boat tonight. But if there's 10, 15, 20, 30 people, that's still at least a couple of conversations that will help get us more conversations tomorrow, talk to people, kind of learn and figure out, hey, these people are either, I don't want to say not worth talking to, but not good prospects. And that's fine, because that allows us to weed out and really just spread ourselves across as many people as we possibly can actually speak to. So that's the goal at the end of the entire thing. But that's the mission for today, is trying to get as many of those conversations as we possibly can. You guys got to see this. This is just incredible here. The goal is to just get settled in, see everything, and just enjoy. And then tomorrow's really the big day. If you need help picking a table, this is not to be a plug for MSP Heroes, but I constantly get asked by members like, hey, what should I be doing? How should I be doing it? Where should I get a table? Those are the things that really make a difference, because I've gone to a lot of conferences. I've had the privilege of helping a ton of businesses now with it. I've been an attendee at a lot of conferences. And the craziest part is how many opportunities are missed because you pay all the money, but then you don't get a good table at the event. That, in my opinion, is crazy. So
Main reason I got this sponsorship in particular is because I got to select my table. That was pretty much the only reason I did the sponsorship, was I got my table placement, so then I'll get more exposure. I picked the highest traffic area of dentists, so you know, more leads, more.
That's the goal, right? The picking a spot. Now in this event, it's fairly small, so I don't have to worry about it too much. But there are plenty of other events where picking that table really can make or break an event. Knowing where to pick and how they operate and asking the right questions to the event hosts is super, super important. So, like I said, I might sneak you guys in my pocket, take you guys with me, and show you guys what this is going to be like. So I have to go help Mike set up, but before I do, I just want to share with you guys the view. His truck is sitting right behind me, but it is literally, first of all, that was the view from our hotel room. I'm not going to bring you guys in the hotel room. I would imagine everyone knows what a hotel room looks like, but the view here, insane. So I don't know what that is. I guess that's just another pool, the pool house. Covered in clouds. You can normally see the land over there, and you have this incredible sunset, absolutely incredible sunset. And there's two boats out there. You can kind of see them, but it is just the coolest thing. It's like out of a movie. I also have a hoodie on, or a hoodie with me, because it is going to be fairly cold. It's already cold, I should say. There's going to be some people hanging out afterwards. Hopefully we can schmooze. I ended up leaving the boat early. Full transparency, I was going to go hang out on the boat. Way too cold. I forgot the hoodie. I thought we were running late. He thought we were running late. I didn't go back to get the hoodie. I just said, hey, you go. And it turns out I made the right decision. It was so cold. I've seen a couple people and they're like, you leaving you made the best decision. We were all freezing out there. So pretty cool. Excited to go see you set up and show you guys what it looks like. All right, so we're here. I got to be super quiet because they are having a meeting next door. However, I'll show you guys kind of what the venue looks like, as well as us putting together the table, just so you guys can kind of see what a setup actually looks like. So Mike is setting up. We have Mike's tablecloth. Actually, tablecloth looks really, really good. Yeah. Obviously, this is going to be covered with stuff, but we have some other people here too. I'll kind of give you guys a little rundown. And then, now that I'm a little further away, these are all going to be people's booths. So you have booth, ADP. So it's pretty cool. Some of these booths are really, really nice. Some people aren't here yet, so they'll set up in the morning. We're setting up, obviously, tonight to make things easier, but I don't want to be super loud just because there's a meeting going on literally in the next room over. But I'll take you guys along and kind of show you the setup. All right, so we just finished setting up. As you can see what it looked like. Sorry, it's a bit dark now. I don't have the best camera in the world for a low light. However, really, really cool. That's it, we're done. It looks like it's not a lot, but it's the things that matter. When it comes to the things that people actually care about, believe it or not, it's the monitor. We didn't even bring a phone. We have a couple of wireless stuff that we're gonna probably throw up there tomorrow, but just for the sake of safety, it's not worth having it in the room. But pretty excited, curious to see what actually happens. And now that it's getting dark, probably gonna call the video here. Some people want to hang out tonight. We're probably gonna end up hanging out with them. So we'll see what happens, and I'll catch you guys in the morning for the start of the day.
He's originally from Binghamton, New York, and he founded, while he was in college in 2023, graduated from SUNY Polytechnic Institute in 2024. And in this short period of time that he's been running an IT company, he's grown from a small startup to one of the leading managed IT services in New England. I use him myself. He saved us a number of times from our old checking system that we had and a failed brand new server. So I can speak highly of what he's done for us. And I would like to introduce him.
Hi, thank you, Dr. Chris. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Evie with Beacon IT. I know 8:30 in the morning and the IT guy has the microphone. This is probably everyone's worst nightmare, but I promise I will not say the word firewall. Starting now. Quick story. Practice calls me on a Monday morning, not a client, a referral. Their server's dead. Full schedule, 2 hygiene columns, a crown prep 9, and the front desk can't see a single chart. Can't bill, can't schedule, can't pull an X-ray.
Okay, so we are on day 1 officially. Mike has already spoken. He just gave a great little speech. It was like 3 minutes long. That was part of the perks of what he paid for. So he got to talk a little bit about his business and then introduce the first speaker of the day, which was really, really, really cool. And then I had to run back to my room. I had to give a presentation on AI for a company. So I gave that really quickly, and now I am heading back to help him with the rest of the day. We have the booth opens here in a minute, so I'm going to run over there and also just want to share with you guys the view. Just beautiful. I mean, it stinks because it's super cloudy today. It is gorgeous here. Super cool. So time to go in and get some leads.
ECAM IT, Mike Beebe, if you'd come up and accept this award.
We just finished up for the day. Got some new sunglasses, got some swag, but that's not to the point of this. Overall, it was a okay event. Unfortunately, obviously not cheap, but the thing that I think matters the most is it was less attended than it was in years prior, which is not the end of the world. I mean, you spend all this money on an event, you kind of hope for it to be a bit better, but it is what it is. We got a couple really solid leads. So I saw some people hanging out at the booth, ran over there and tried to chat with them. Turned out to be a really, really good opportunity. So that was a super exciting. Mike kind of took over the conversation from there about what it is. And obviously he knows the area. I'm just here to help and support. Wasn't a tremendous amount of leads, but the leads that we did get, it was, I want to say probably 4 or 5 leads are rock solid. That's really, really good. It didn't turn out to be what we were hoping for as far as a ton of leads, but that's okay. We're going to follow up. The fortune's in the follow-up. In the grand scheme of things, if 1 or 2 of those closes, it pays for the event in a couple months and allows us to come back next year. We also learned some different things this year. The way continuing education credits work, where it seems to be, at least from other vendors, that there's highs and lows. So some years are more heavily attended than others, but overall good. Unfortunately, the weather's gotten pretty rough here. Let me turn this thing around. So as you can see, pretty rough. So we're going to go back, kind of relax for a little bit, and then we're going to meet everybody over at the event for some drinks and some after hours, which is really where a lot of the good opportunities are made, and I'll keep you posted. All right, so we are now leaving the show. We broke down, actually I shouldn't say we, Mike broke down pretty much. We didn't have much stuff to begin with. Last year we had a lot more stuff. We put out a lot more stuff. I don't know if there was really much of a, unfortunately, difference between last year and this year. I think both tables caught people's eyes differently. So this year we had a 57-inch monitor. Last year we had a 49-inch monitor. But last year we had phones. We had wireless access points. We had more brochures and things like that. This year was the monitor, laptop, a little kind of a pain scale / scale of like what a HIPAA violation would be and the degrees of HIPAA violations, which I thought was pretty cool. And that was really it. I mean, there really wasn't a whole lot at our booth. It still got a bunch of people's attention. This year, I think I might have said it earlier, but this year I think it was just less people at the convention. So we ended up getting a couple more good leads last night while we were out hanging out with everybody, going to, I don't want to say happy hour, but it kind of a happy hour / open bar, hanging out, bumping, elbows with people. That was really, really cool. I do believe that that's where a lot of the, some of the better deals are made, especially in smaller shows. If you're at a bigger show where there's hundreds of people, 200, 300, 400 people, then yeah, I mean, the booth is going to be the best place. But, in this case, how many people do you think were there? Like 60, 70 people max? 60 or 70 people. There just wasn't the ability to, not all of them came in the showroom, so we didn't even get to chat with everybody. I would say less conversations than last year, but better ones this year because people know who we are now. Mike got a nice award for being a platinum sponsor, which is, you know, always nice. So I think all said and done, we walked away with like 5 basically burning hot leads. They're gonna at some point probably close here in the next couple months. So is it worth it? Probably. You know, is it the best this year? Probably not, but that's okay. We also got a lead list, so we can, you know, go through that, and then that'll help tremendously, as well as, you know, just bumping elbows and talking to the right people and deepening those connections. That's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. So hopefully this little video series helps. I'll probably wrap this up at Mike's house, but I just wanted to kind of go over what you can expect, some of the benefits. I've been to other shows where it's like lead after lead after lead after lead. This show is a bit quieter, but I also think that there was a lot of people last year. There's not going to be a lot of people this year. There's going to be a lot of people next year when they are doing their continuing education credits on a 2-year basis. So we'll see. We'll come back, kind of chat in the car. We have a couple hours in the car before we get back to Mike's house, and then we'll just see how it goes from there. And unfortunately, it's a pretty cloudy day. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you guys posted here later on today after we chat and go through everything. But nice little drive. I'll take you guys along, kind of show you guys what we're Bar Harbor and Maine, because it's a beautiful place. Dude, the little boats are adorable. They're so cool looking. So it is super bright out here. We just stopped about halfway home for some breakfast. Beautiful place. Hopefully you guys like the footage. Kind of spoke a little bit more about the event in the car, just what to expect, leads to follow up on, kind of a plan of action for Mike on what to do with those leads. Obviously calling and following up is going to be really, really important, but potentially some door knocking in there as well. So super good. We kind of have a nice little game plan, and then just round out this trip. You know, that's pretty much all we need to go over. He has already assets and emails and all that kind of stuff. We already started breaking it down for his team so that they can start working on it as well. But super cool. I mean, it's a nice day. We're heading back. Now there's a plan of action, so kind of get to relax a little bit, little R&R before I leave tomorrow. So I'll take you guys through the rest of the trip here, just because truthfully it is gorgeous. And I want to know if in the comments down below, 1, if you like this kind of content, and 2, if you do like this kind of content, what other kind of content should I make? I do have another one of these trips coming up, so you'll probably see that in the future as well. But just want to get a feel for what do you guys like, what do you guys not like when it comes to this type of stuff. So we just got back. We were at Mike's house. I'm not going to go inside and show you guys Mike's house, but I will show you guys the outside because it is a little cabin in the woods, and it is gorgeous here in Maine. The weather's been super, super strange. It's either super cloudy or gorgeous. I mean, it's 85 today, sunny, no humidity outside at this very moment. But I'll just kind of show you guys what it's like here. Mike's house. We just took the F-350 to the event. There is, you can probably see it down there, there's a little lake down there. His dog's running around, Sabra. But it's just, I don't know, I used to live in the north, and it was one of those things where it was just absolutely gorgeous. You get this thick foliage. It's not this insane heat, where I live now in Charlotte, North Carolina. We have copperheads and things that you actually like genuinely will kill you. Where here, I feel like it's a lot less than that. At least that's the feeling I get. But it's a nice, quiet little area that he is in, and all his clients are pretty, some are close, some are far, but he makes it work, and that's really all that matters. But like I said, time for a little rest and relaxation. Going to help him move some of these deliveries in. He's just got a bunch of stuff for some clients while we were away, and then unwind and back home tomorrow.